Okay, so you've done your 52 rows and you have your swatch or your tab. For me, it's a swatch. And you'll notice because I asked you to knit even the purl side rows of this main cable, normally you will purl the outer edges on the wrong side, but here I asked you to knit it, and what you get are these beautiful bumps, and these bumps are what you're going to use to pick up your stitches for the next part of the shawl. So there are 26 on each side. I've got my number 8 needle in the live stitches at the end. I'm going to ask you to break this yarn and move that yarn over to pick up your stitches. I'm not breaking my yarn because I'm going to use a different color so that hopefully it'll be easier for you to see how I'm picking things up. I've got my number 7 needle here, and I'm going to pick up with the number 7. I'm hoping that I'm keeping things in view. Okay, your first bump is on the end here, and go in the same direction when you go into each bump to pick up. It'll make it look really good. Here's the second bump. Wrap it around, pick it up. Now the third bump, we're going to pick up 2 stitches. It's 1, 1, 2, 1, 1, 2. 1, so I picked that on there, and now I'm going in underneath and picking up my second stitch. I'll do that again. Hang on, I split the stitch a little bit there, which I don't want to do. So it's into that bump. If you hold it and look at it, you're going to pick that bump up. Same direction again. We're going to pick up 1. We're going to pick up 1. Tease it open with the point of your needle. Pick it up. And the next bump, we're going to pick up 2. So the first will be in the top of the bump. Okay, tease it open if it's tight. So we've picked up 1. And now you see in that bump, okay, I can go in just over here and pick up another one. Then I'll go into this bump. 1, the next bump, and now the next bump we got to pick up 2 again, so we'll pick it up in the bump, tease the bump open, so we've got the bump, and now we need to get another one, and I'm just going to go underneath. Okay, so I'll continue that until I have a total of 34 stitches on my needle. Once that's done, I'll show you where we go next. Now it may be a little bit easier for you to tease these open this way. You see here, you've got to be careful. There's this loop, which is the stitch line that moves across the live line that moves into the next row. And then there's this bump here. This bump goes down here. This is the one you want. So if you put your needle, your other needle in there, hold it, and then knit it. So there's one. Now I'm going to tease this one open too. I want this one. I don't want the other one that's the live line going up to the next row. So I'll tease that one open, put my needle in and knit it. And now I'm going to do the 2. Tease it open. Now it'd be easy to catch both of those loops at the same time, but you've got to get the one that's on top there. So this will be the 3rd. And then I take that loop that is the live line going up and knit it. And now I'm on my last 2. So the first one, see, this is the one going up to the next row. This is the loop that's on top. I'll tease that open. Open it with my other needle. If it's too tough to pull it through, there's one. And my last bump is right here. Tease it open and knit it. So now I have 34 stitches on my needle, but the 34th stitch is going to be separated by a stitch marker. So here I'll place a stitch marker, slip this over, and place another stitch marker. Now the problem is, you'll find, as the pattern says, the stitch markers have a tendency to fall off, because now I'm going to knit across my live stitches, but I'm going to use my number 8 needle to do so. You'll be doing this with the regular yarn. I'm just doing it with different yarn to show you. So you may have to replace those 2 stitch markers afterward. There'll be one here and one here. So 33 stitch marker, the last bump on the side, another stitch marker. And when you knit your next row, you'll seal those stitch markers in place. So now I have my number 8 stitch needles going across. I'll finish knitting across the live stitches, and then I'll show you what I do. Okay, so I've knit across, maintaining the pattern. Now I'm using the other color of yarn just so you can see what I'm doing, but I've knit according to the main cable pattern with the number 8. Now I'm going across to the other side to pick up stitches. I'm going to need my other number 7. I've placed my markers, and the way I place my markers, now this one will probably fall out, so I'll need to replace it. The way I place my markers is either side of the main cable will be similar increases. So I will put the same marker there so that I can tell by the color what kind of increase I'm going to use. On the other side will be a different increase, and it's identical on both sides, so that will be the lavender there. So I would put the green here, and now I'm going to start picking up with my other number 7 needle. So our first bump is here. I'm going to tease it open. There we go. This is the one that carries through, and this is the top bump. So I'm going to use the other needle to help me hold it open, be a little easier. Actually, you know what? Since we're doing it in the same direction as the other one, we were going down on the other one, we're going to go down on this one. So this will be a good angle to pick up from. So I'm going to pick up 1, place my lavender marker, and now we should have 33 more. So it'll be 1, and then oops, maybe I should open it up from this side, be a little easier. There we go. But come in from that side, going down. Pick up one. And now I'm going to pick up 2. So it'll be the first one. Okay, life gets in the way. Come on, you. Doesn't help that my hands don't work as well as they used to. And now I'll pick up the other one in the bar across. So that's 4. And now we're going to pick up this one, 1. That's my phone. I never get any notifications. Okay, tease it open. Let's get all strands on there. And do what you have to do to get it, you know, to open up. You'll find that when you work the fourth, like where you do the 2 2 1, 1 1 2, the second one will tend to tighten up your next knot. So we've done 1 1 2 1 1. So now we'll do 2 on this one. There's one, and then just lift the outer band, and that tends to tighten your next knot, so you might have to work a little harder to get that knot open. So work it from the other side, or get your other needle and work it with 2 needles. There we go. Too many strands. Okay, so you will do that all the way down to the end. So now we're at the last 2 stitches, last 2 pickup. Here you see I've got the top, so it's 33 and 34. So I have my number 7 needles in the 2 sides, and I have one of my number 8 needles across the live stitches, and this is where we cast on. So now I'm going to take the other number 8 needle, if I can get it out of my glasses, and start the wrong side and follow the pattern. So with this one it says 2, slip with yarn in front. So I'm going to have the yarn in front, I'm going to slip the first stitch, and now I'm going to do the side cable, and I'm going to do row 26. Row 26 of the side cable. Says knit 1, purl 1 through the back loop 3 times, knit, purl through the back loop. Well, it's going to be a little tight because you picked up on number 7s 3 times, knit, purl through the back loop, knit, purl through the back loop. And you will now just continue following the instructions. You will replace the missing stitch markers, one here, one there. Well, one is already on the cable, and the missing stitch marker there. But you will now use this number 8 needle. You'll eliminate the first number 7. You'll knit it, you'll do the wrong side across the 8, and then you'll do the wrong side on the second number 7 needle, and then you'll be back on 2 number 8 needles. Hope that helps. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to get in touch with me through Ravelry.